Thanks for joining us on this week's Football Coaches Show. Today we'll have with us head coach Trent Lohman from East Surrey and head coach J.K. Adkins from Mount Airy. Coach Lohman will discuss East Surrey's impressive victory over West Stokes this past Friday and preview their upcoming game against South Stokes in Pilot Mountain. Coach Adkins will discuss their impressive victory over Surrey Central this past Friday and preview their upcoming game against Ashe County, which is a dangerous team. First, Coach Lohman, congratulations on your team's first win this past week against West Stokes, 20-0. Really impressive. What can you tell us about that game?
Well, I think our guys were ready to get in the win column. We played a couple of really good teams with a really inexperienced bunch, and they've put in the work, and they were ready to reap some benefits of the work they put in, and they came out with their mind made up to do that. We needed it. Our program needed it. Our kids needed it. Our coaches needed it. And I feel like our kids played with that same purpose, and we came out with a win.
Congratulations again. From what I saw and read going into that game, West Stokes is a pretty good team. So, am I right about that?
Well, I think so. They're definitely well coached. They have a good coaching staff, and Coach Upchurch does a good job and does a good job in preparation as anybody I've ever known. So, I feel like it was a good matchup for us. It was at the right time. It was 10 miles down the road, so it's a rivalry, and these kids know each other really well. So it was a lot of big things in that game for us.
Can you provide us a game summary of what took place in that game and what went right for you guys?
Well, we shook our lineup a little bit. We have 9 sophomores up now, and we started 7 of them, and we mixed things up a bit. And so we had some new blood out on the field and some new uh, combinations, and we're still trying to find who we are, and we'll continue to do that. I've said that from the beginning. So I think we took a step forward in some of that last week. We were able to run the ball pretty well. I thought our offensive line did a good job of creating some seams, and between our quarterbacks and running backs, we hit them pretty well. Offensively, big thing, we were 80% on our completions, and that's big. And we weren't throwing the ball down the field a lot. We did a couple times and had a big downfield completion called back, but I'm a big believer in completion percentage and that being a sign of success offensively. And I thought we had the best quarterback we'd had all year protecting the football. So, we took a step in the right direction offensively and defensively to shut somebody out. It's a big thing. And so we just had some young guys out there that I felt were running around and playing hard and having fun playing football. And that's something for us to build and grow on.
Any standout players you want to mention?
Yeah. East Surrey football team.
Surrey football team collection of good teamwork. Good deal. You guys have South Stokes this coming Friday at home in Pilot Mountain. Anything to say about that? Any expectations?
Well, I've always, I try to break our season down into parts, and you have your non-conference, your conference, and the playoffs. And I always want to win, win each one. And right now we're 1-2, so we've got to win this one Friday to break even in our non-conference games, and we really need to get another win, and we go in our open week, and then we go in the conference. So, we need the momentum of another win and have an open week to heal and grow and try to be ready for a conference.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time today, Coach Lohman.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And now we'll speak with Coach Adkins. Coach Adkins, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's like you had another great Friday against Surrey Central. Anything you want to say about that game?
I thought we played well. We had two backups that came in and played really well for us. Anderson DeVore at right tackle was stepping in for Hayden Bender, who hurt his shoulder the week prior. Anderson played really well, and then Mario Revels tweaked an ankle, and Cash Hemrick came in and played the slot positioned well. And then I thought our group twos did a great job in the second half, both offensively and defensively, executing what they needed to do. So we're really pleased with the turnout.
Question I've been wanting to ask you. You feel like you've been able to get some of your juniors, your sophomores, some decent playing time so far to get them ready for next year. And after that question, how does JV look?
So we have a handful of sophomores that are crucial to our success on varsity. But that's great. I mean, those guys are getting meaningful minutes at the varsity level. And then it opens up spots on our JV team for some other guys to play some meaningful minutes. So it's great in developmental. Our JV team, although may not be as talented as we've been in the last couple of years because a lot of that talent is playing up, they are 3-0 as well. And we're getting better each week. We can physically see the progress that's being made. And they're a fun group to coach. Got a lot to learn, a lot to fix, but that's all part of the process of growing in JV football. I don't know how other people approach JVs, but we take it pretty serious. I mean, those guys are coached by the same position coaches as our varsity guys. And, we're really trying to develop players for the future of our program because we know in a couple of years those are going to be our guys that we're putting out there on Friday.
All right, let's talk about this Friday. Ashe County, you had told me previously they played pretty well against you guys last year. They're 3-0 this year. They've already matched last season's win total. What are your expectations hosting them this Friday in Mount Airy?
Well, I can tell you this. One of the top air raid guys probably in the state is their offensive coordinator, and Drew Piscopo. Brian Hampton is a good friend of mine. He's a great football coach, and Brian does the defense for them. And they are well coached. They're really good at what they do, especially on offense. And they lit us up a little bit last year. So, we've got a good challenge ahead of us, and we're going to have to play well on both sides.
Anything you want to say about their quarterback? I know he set an Ashe County record. He threw for 7 touchdowns in one game recently this year.
So they have a history of producing really good quarterbacks that understand that system and make great decisions post-snap and pre-snap. And this kid is as good as they've had throwing the ball. He's extremely accurate. He can throw it into tight windows. He can get the ball out of his hand on time. His timing is tremendous. They do a great job with routes and timing. So we have to get into his face and get him off his spot. We got to make him move around in the pocket. He can't have the luxury of feeling that outside rush and just stepping up and delivering the ball. We've got to get inside and outside pressure, but maintain lane integrity doing so. And if we can do that, I think we can have some success. But if that kid sets his feet and gets a clear pocket, he's dangerous, very dangerous.
Anything else you want to say about the upcoming game on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it is good for us to play Ashe year after year because we see a unique, different style of offense. It kind of tests our back end, our defensive backs. And then, they're going to get after us on defense. They got a couple of inside linebackers that run. They play with great effort on defense. They're running to the ball and getting to it. So I think it's a good kind of litmus test at this point in the season for us.
Coach Adkins, good luck to you guys on Friday, and thanks for joining us today.
Hey, man, we appreciate you covering the Granite Bears and everything you do for high school athletics. Thank you.
In other games this past Friday, North Surrey lost to impressive 4A powerhouse South Caldwell, who's now undefeated at 3-0. South Caldwell defeated North Surrey and Mount Airy 48-22. We are showing that game here on Surrey on the Go. The score at halftime was 30-22 South Caldwell. One bright spot to point out for North Surrey, again, is that South Caldwell is an impressive 4A school. North Surrey is only 2A. Another bright spot we can point out is that 48 points is actually the least amount of points that South Caldwell has put up this season. They racked up 50 or more in each of their first 2 games. North Surrey will travel to West Stokes this Friday. Of course, Surrey Central lost to Mount Airy. We know how good Mount Airy is. Surrey Central will try to rebound this week and earn their first victory as they travel to Elkin, who is 1-1. Elkin had a bye week this past week. Again, let's remember that East Surrey hosts South Stokes in Pilot Mountain, and Mount Airy hosts Ashe County in Mount Airy. And thank you all for watching this week's Coaches Show.